I mean, going back home, first of all, was nothing short of amazing, being on Ireland and being celebrated by my people of St. Lucia. But I have a great team around me that kept me grounded, and I had to realize that it's only one championship and there's more that I want. So I have to realize I can't get comfortable because there's always somebody coming. And I know that I'm only now just starting off my career as a professional, and I had to continue working hard, continue making sacrifices to get what I want. So I just stuck to that.
No, it's a second World Championships for sure. Being a part of Team USA, I was there watching the 100-meter final, and I'm like, ooh, wow, I would have third if I if I ran the time I did last year to win the Olympic championship Olympic championships. If I ran the same time that year, so I'm like, wow, yeah, this is a hard team, hardest team to make.
Anything you want in life never comes easy, but I'm just taking one day at a time, one race at a time. I'm not thinking about world champs yet. I do have this race tomorrow, God's willing, to think about. And then whenever that's done, I'll think about world championships and then the 100 and 200. I can't say for sure. I know last year the semifinal in the 100 was very stressful. I cannot think about the 200. That's not something I think about. I know no one has spoken about me accepting the 200.
Anytime, anytime.
But I'm not really thinking about the 200. I just want to have fun when it comes to the 200 and just not really think so much of it as compared to the 100, where I think it's, my baby event, and I really want to just ensure I'm, executing.
I mean, we argued before I went for that race because it wasn't on our plan. It just came up and popped up, and I was like, okay, if I'm to do this, then it means now we have to cancel because we're hoping we're going to double here. If you do that one, then it means we cancel this one. So that's how it came about. And coming back from a refreshed mind, refreshed body, it means a lot to me. It means now you can start thinking straightforward coming into the competition.
Yeah, I knew going into the race that it was going to be hot and heavy, regardless of what shape I was in. I wanted to give, of course, my best effort, but I was going in with the mindset of I got to give everything I have from the get-go. It's not going to be like my normal preseason meets where I come in with maybe like a 19.9 or even like a 20 flat, 20.1. It's like, hey, we got to execute at a higher level than we're probably used to for a first-year competition. But I mean, gosh, I love a challenge.
Yeah, it's something that we have worked on because the main problem was if we are to stick to only 2 events, then it means there's no room for improvement going forward. So us doing all the events, it meant now the body it knows it can do the longer distance, the shorter distance. So it's still confused on which is which. So as time goes on, as we're getting old, then that's when we'll stick to 2 events only.
Hello, everyone. So yes, I was waiting so long for 90 meters. I'm very happy that this question is finally no more, because everyone asked me after 2018 when I threw 88 meters, they asked me when you will throw 90 meters. So it was always in my head, so now it's over. But I really want to throw more and more consistently over 90 meters. And yet it was early in the season, but I still try to find the good technique, because in training we are doing really good with my coach Jan Zelezny. But I really need to focus in competition, the same technique. So
speed, because you're phenomenally fast.
Yeah, that's a good question. My coach just said sometimes that our goal can be, the back is really just the setup of the throw. And a lot of times, if I'm not thinking correctly, I love to add out of the back. But if you do it in a way that's not advantageous, there's no chance the front is going to be correct and you're going to get that energy to go into the discus. So sometimes he'll say like the back of the throw should feel like 40 meters type energy, very slow,
Slowly,
controlled.
yeah.
And then you're trying to throw 100 meters at the front. You want all of that power at the end. But I think when you have adrenaline, you have nerves, you have tension, it's so easy to lose your rhythm, lose your timing, and your speed can go up, it can go down. So trying to figure out how to stay within yourself, whether that's you're sore, you're tired, you're excited, you're on fire, is really kind of the trick that takes time, takes a lot of years to be able to figure out, but I'm slowly being able to feel like I'm working my model.
Are you outside?
I've gone through waves of different things. I think sometimes, for a long time, Sandra was my rival. I would see her and I felt like I just felt this like fire inside of me of like, I cannot wait for us to battle. But now I think I've come to realize like the greatest perspective is competing against yourself, you know, and I think that that's really how I try to think is have that approach of just taking it one meet at a time. I used to, for so long, felt like every season was this huge mountain you were climbing. And at first it would feel kind of daunting, you know, of like, wow, I have to get from here to this incredibly high point. And at the end of the season, it would feel almost like I was exhausted, you know? And I think my approach now is that it's not just one mountain, but it's multiple peaks, you know, for years that you're going to climb. And it's made it easier to feel excited about competition. And the Diamond League final is spectacular. The crowd, the venues, the excitement, the potential achievement. Yeah, I mean, it is so motivating to want to be at your best for. And it will be definitely good battles tomorrow with the rain and potentially everything that will ensue. But I think it feels really good to see what you're capable of in those moments. So I'm very excited.
Competition out there.
There is.
Yeah.
There is a lot of competition. I feel like every single Diamond League is stacked, every race is stacked. And I feel like you know exactly that if you're in that mix that you have to bring your best version of yourself to be in that mix, to deserve your place. And I feel like we all push each other. So yeah, it is stacked.
Like one of the best day this year for me, I think. And yeah, it was also good because I was alone in the race during doing this time. So I think with some other people, with the pace and calm race, I can run even faster. So yeah, it's.
I feel like it is always special to have Diamond Leagues at home, and it's always special if it's like also a final. So for me, I feel like I have. It's not necessarily a pressure, but it is a pressure, but a good kind of pressure. You want to perform well in front of your home crowd. You want to perform well in Switzerland. So I think that is something that gives me kind of an extra bonus of, okay, I want to run fast, and I want to run fast tomorrow.
Impression do you have of him?
I mean, it's the same impression we all got to have of anybody running fast. Somebody's going to run fast regardless. It's about showing up on those days and competing to the best of our ability. We know how competitive the hurdles are on both sides. It's about showing up on those days because, you know, people haven't been scared that I ran 12.8 way back. They show up to races to win, so.
Maybe the next 3 years, not now. This is my future event. For the next 3 years, I can run very fast.
Have you not seen it?
I have not seen, no.
Okay, yeah.
You can solve one,
explain to it. Go on.
They just made a funny reel at like Brussels where they just gave athletes a Rubik's Cube like right after the race, and everyone's like, what am I supposed to do with this? And then I was like, oh, awesome. And then I just solved it.
Actually very impressive.
I've
tried a lot of times. I can get one side right, but I'm struggling with the other
The
other
whole
sides.
thing, just like chatting away and just literally went, well, there you go.
Not getting the top 3 at USA's, for me, it's, you know, kind of nice to have a second chance to come back here to Zurich. And I mean, instead of top 3, now you got to win. But especially with the level of caliber at this competition. But I feel like, you know, I kind of know what I have to do, and, you know, I'm going to make sure that I can do everything to make that happen.
But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing if you can handle it and if I can put it in the right place in my mind. So I think it also helps me to be sharp and be ready.
And will you do both relays again, as you did previously?
We will see. I will have to talk with the coach when it's getting close because it's always a last-minute decision. So far, it's always been a yes, and we'll see on day one.
Bringing in the 3-meter hurdles was like a fun way to do it, and also to start like the first half of the season, because this year was going to be a very long season. So it was very fun to win at home. It was very important to me as well because, you know, I lost there the year before, so I really wanted that win, and I got it. So it was a fun race. I think it was something different.
It's what you strive for, to become a better athlete on the track and to see this back in the times. Of course, I have like now I think 6 or 7 below 52, which I'm really, really happy about, and I'm really consistent this year. But it's really for hurdles, you need everything to be perfect, or I need everything to be perfect to be able to do this. I think Tokyo will be a great tech. I will try to execute my race as good as possible, but you will only see over the line where it ends up.
Like, there's going to be tactics in almost any kind of race, whether it's fast or slow. I think you minimize it a lot when like you're having a fast race and you're just like behind some pacers. So like what I did at pre was like very just like racing as fast as I could. So there's not really too much to think about there. But I think, you know, when you really want to make sure that you can win a race, it's either like, you know, you got to really either hammer that out and then not die at the end like I did at pre, or you just have to kind of like be a little smart about, you know, what's happening around you. And, you know, at a certain point, it's more just like intuition. I think just I've been racing for several years at this point, and I think, you know, I kind of know when I'm feeling good enough to make a move or how I'm going to respond to a certain move, and it's just kind of, you know, you take every situation like as it comes and then try to learn from it afterwards. But yeah, it's just the 1500, you know, that's what I love about it.
I know what's my right pace, and I think unconsciously it can help when people are going fast, or well, when they're going a bit slower, maybe it helps when you overtake them also. So it's pretty much my own race, and then at hurdle 8 I get to race, and that's how I really like it. But in the end, with hurdles you first have to get over your own 10 hurdles before you race too much others yet, because you all have different stride patterns, different way of running, and if you go with other people you may do an extra step or things like this. So that's really what I love about the hurdles. It's your own race for a long time.
Would you take the risk? You know, sometimes when you warm up,